And we are back. Premier League returns today, which means the prediction series returns today as well. And I've been looking at what you guys have been viewing when it comes to these predictions videos over the last few months. And it seems that all you guys really care about is the actual predictions themselves. You're not interested in the whole point scoring thing and my reactions to the previous game. So that is what we're going to do from now on. We are just going to jump straight to the predictions each week. That is what we're going to do. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. So we kick off the Boxing Day fixtures with the lunchtime kickoff between Brentford and Tottenham. A game that I think is a very, very tight one. It is, of course, Harry Kane's first game back at Spurs since that dreadful penalty miss against France in the quarterfinals for England. It is also potentially one of Ivan Toney's last games for Brentford before a very hefty ban due to all the issues that he's having. I'm not too sure that this result is what it's going to be, but I'm fairly confident. I'm going to go for a Tottenham win. I'm going to go for 2-0. They have a lot of their players back, the likes of Kulusevski, etc. So I think I can see Tottenham winning this one pretty easily in the end. I know Brentford have done pretty well this season, but I think this is a game Tottenham should and will win. On to the 3 o'clocks then, and we start with Crystal Palace and Fulham. And this again seems like a pretty tough one to call, but I would expect this to be a game that Crystal Palace win. I know Fulham have had a very good start to the season, probably better than any of us expected, but I still think this is a game Crystal Palace should be winning, and I'm going to go for 2-1 to Crystal Palace in that one. Next up, it is Julian Lopetegui's first game in charge of Wolves. They currently sit bottom of the table and go to fellow strugglers Everton, who have a relatively good home record but are suffering from a few key injuries at the moment. So this isn't as easy as it would potentially seem to be to call. I'm still going to go for Everton. I'm going to go for 1-0. Wolves really do struggle in front of goal. They have doing everything in their power to get Mateus Cunha secured for January, but obviously he cannot play in this game, so they are still without a striker here. So I'm going to go for 1-0 to Everton in that one. Next up is Leicester and Newcastle, another game that could go either way, but I think considering the fact that Leicester look like they're going to be without James Maddison and the fact that Newcastle played so well so far this season, I think I just have to give the benefit of the doubt to Newcastle in this one and go for a 2-1 win for them. Next up is Southampton and Brighton. And again, a side that have struggled for form recently. Nathan Jones, the new manager in charge of Southampton. This will be his first home game in the Premier League. Up against the Brighton side, who are still doing very, very well under their new management since Graham Potter left. They are, of course, going to be without Alexis McAllister, it seems, for this one, with him obviously still celebrating his victory with Argentina. So a key player missing for Brighton, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop them winning this game. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Brighton in that one. The first of the 2 evening games sees Aston Villa take on Liverpool. Aston Villa, again, like with Southampton and McAllister, are more than likely to be without Emiliano Martinez for this one. A massive player for them, their goalkeeper. Coming up against the Liverpool side, who, in my opinion, played really well against Manchester City the other night and were kind of unlucky not to get a better result if it wasn't for Darwin Núñez's lack of finishing in front of goal. So I expect Liverpool to be the favourites going into this one. I expect Liverpool to get the win in this one, and I'm going to go for 3-1 to them there. Finally, for the Boxing Day games, it is the leaders Arsenal taking on West Ham. And this is going to be my highly controversial decision of the week, because I think that Arsenal bottle it straight away. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. That obviously without Gabriel Jesus, it's unclear whether it's going to be Martinelli or Eddie Nketiah down the middle for Arsenal. West Ham look like they are in a position where they can put together a nice run of results over the next few weeks and put themselves back in a position to go up the table. And I think this is a good opportunity to take advantage of an Arsenal side that have lost one of their key players, have had a pretty poor mini pre-season, whatever you call it, in terms of these warm-up games over the last couple of weeks. And I think this is the prime moment to strike. And I just have a feeling that Arsenal are going to give away points straight away. On to tomorrow's games, and we start with Chelsea up against Bournemouth. Not really too much to say about this one. I know Chelsea have been in a bit of disarray, but they have a lot of players back fit, most notably, of course, Reece James. All of their World Cup players should be available to them as well in this one. So I expect Chelsea to take this one pretty comfortably. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Chelsea there. Next up is my club, Manchester United, taking on Forest. A game that I would thoroughly expect Manchester United to win, even though they're a bit scruffy and a bit scrappy against Burnley. We got a 2-0 result there, and we will have a couple more players back to full fitness for this one as well. And because of the loan clause, Dean Henderson will not be allowed to play in goal for Forest as well. So all things considered, I expect a pretty comfortable win for Manchester United, and I'm going to go for 3-0 to them there. And finally, we have the game on, I think it was Wednesday night. It is Leeds against Manchester City. This game, of course, I don't really think anyone's going to expect anything other than a Man City win. I know Leeds put up a hell of a fight in the 2 occasions they played them last season under Marcelo Bielsa. Jesse Marsch is trying to do something a little bit different at Leeds, and they're playing very well, I think. They're just so open defensively, and against a team like Man City, you just see them getting picked off. So I'm going to go for 4-1 to Man City. I can still see them scoring because of how attacking they are under Jesse Marsch, but I just see them getting caught too many times the other way, and Man City will take this one, in my opinion, 4-1. And that is going to be it for today's video. As always, you can still let me know down in the comments what you think is going to happen in these fixtures, and of course let me know what you think of my predictions, whether or not you think I've made the right decisions or if my controversial ones are completely off the mark. Thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new around here. I will see you again very, very soon.